And there we go. Episode number 4.
We are back again with episode number 4. We on a roll.
We on a roll.
On a roll.
We pushing.
Grinding it out.
Yeah. But you know how I go. Episode 4. It's on the way.
It's on the flow.
It's on the flow for sure. We should start an album. But you know what? I'm gonna lead the rapping to the people who know how to do it. So we're gonna drop that shit, then we're gonna get it going. Damn.
You and that.
Can't bite my tongue, say what I please. Diamonds dancing up my sleeve. Dropped out school just ain't for me, but I still know my ABCs. Pills of X, got O's and P's. Catching plays, you catching Z's. Trapping out the double tree, just counted up like 40 G's. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. Still breaking bread with all my folks. Jewels every time I spoke. Zaza every time I smoke. Slept on floors when I was broke. Now I give all my people hope. Thought go grab a fork. VIP look like the fourth. Beat first, I jumped off the porch. We slide on ops like it's a sport. Crack infested, racks invested. Count my blessings, learn my lesson. Odds against me, God was with me. Up a mid and buy a Bentley. Chop it with you, give you gain. You just like me, you feel my pain. Chop it with you, give you gain. You just like me, you feel my pain. Let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. Giving game to all my folks. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. I'm giving game to all my folks.
Once again, starting them good vibes.
Turn yours down again, remember?
Huh?
You turn yours down.
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Starting out again. Episode 4, and we back. We got to start it out with them good vibes, of course. Dropping that good intro track, and this one, I'm gonna name this one since I think everybody forgetting that we still in the middle of a pandemic.
Who forgot?
Everybody forgot.
I was like, who forgot?
I'm gonna name this one the Covid Chronicles.
Covid Chronicles.
Yeah, because the story never stopped.
I guess people thought when 2021 came, COVID was supposed to stop and leave it in 2020. But no, it is still here.
Exactly.
It's her. For sure.
Yeah, and it ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. No time soon, it don't look like, at least. I think a lot of people just starting to realize like it's here, but then it's a lot of people who just too comfortable with it being here and they just moving reckless.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know what else to expect from everybody because I feel like people just move reckless regardless of whatever it is.
A lot of people think because they caught COVID, then it's like, okay, I'm immune and I could just not wear my mask, do whatever I want. But that is not true. Like, they don't know if you can catch it twice or not. Like, I don't know what the I don't even know the word I'm looking for. But I don't know what the medical, policies or procedure, whatever is with catching it twice or not. But a lot of people think that once they get it, they can't catch it again.
Shit, I bet
and they're immune to it.
A couple times.
But it's like the flu, I think.
Yeah, because they had that one what was he, governor, or he was some type of government official. He had caught it right after he got his vaccine or something. I think he caught it a second time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So
there was somebody too that got tested, and they tested positive in one nostril and negative in another nostril, and then it switched, where then they tested positive in the negative nostril and negative in the positive. It was like crazy. So this whole COVID pandemic is just it's crazy.
And it, you know, it's something new. Don't nobody know what they're doing. Everybody just scrambling, trying to get the pieces together to understand what they're doing. So it's just like, you know,
like anything else.
Yeah,
When it's
for
something
sure.
new, you just try to figure out, see what works and what don't work.
just kind of throw it at the wall and see what stick with it.
I was surprised that our governor lifted the curfew and everything.
Right.
Like,
Actually, that's our first topic.
Oh.
The curfew finally getting lifted. Because our city was shutting down. Cleveland was shutting down 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
The wine shut everything down 10 o'clock, which was weird because 10 o'clock was usually the time when you start getting dressed to go out.
To go out, yeah.
Now it's like 10 o'clock is when you leave and you like, well, what are we going to do now?
Yep. You should be heading home.
Yeah, well, you should be headed home. But of course, we live in a city full of
parties.
Yeah, after
hour spots.
Which after hours is reckless as hell anyways, because like I never really kind of like, I think when I was younger I probably messed with after hours, but when I got older, nah. Like after hours was out of the picture for me. Like I wasn't going nowhere where like, especially like I remember the last after hour I went to, we was in there, we was having a good time. We kicking it, you know, sitting back chilling, but you always on your P's and Q's because most after hours are like in some little shady ass spot, probably a house that the people don't own or rent. They're not even renting it out. It's probably an abandoned house that the bank own, something crazy, and they just using it to sell drinks and play music and shit.
Yep.
And while we there, we kicking it, we having a good time, and then I look over, it's like a group of dudes, they over there doing their own one too. And then one of the dudes took his shirt off, like, and he bare chest in the spot, just kicking it. And I'm just sitting there like, hell no. Like, I don't want to be nowhere where motherfucker just take his shirt off.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, like you in a spot and somebody just take their shirt off comfortably. Like you at the house in the living room kicking it. And I'm like, hell no, yeah. If, you know, like, call it whatever, but I'm trying to get home at the end of the night.
Right.
If they ain't going to stop you from taking your shirt off, they ain't going to stop you from doing shit.
Right.
Like,
For real.
you can do whatever you want in
For
that joint.
real.
And it ain't gonna be no what is it, repercussions or consequences, nothing.
Yeah.
You just do what you want. So that's one thing I did want to talk about with everything with COVID going on is I think people are slowly starting to feel comfortable with it and it's becoming the norm.
Yeah, for sure.
So they just kind of moving however they want. And when they lifted the ban on the city, I'm talking about the night when I went out, man. I'm talking about there's people everywhere.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
Yeah, people everywhere.
And I didn't even know they lifted the ban until I think I saw it on Instagram, and then that's when you had went out. So when we were talking about it the next day, I was like, I didn't even know.
Right. But you know what's so crazy is it's like you think about it, it was still a cool vibe because of course I'm gonna move in certain places where it's just like I ain't looking for no bullshit because Cleveland is off the chain now, like reckless as hell.
Yes,
all over the goddamn place. So like of course I'm gonna move in certain ways to keep myself away from bullshit, but I feel like COVID has brought the bullshit out of people that wasn't even on bullshit before.
Yeah.
Like, it don't even matter who you are or whatever. I feel like it's just put a mind state on everybody that wasn't them before. They just ready to get out the house. They ready to, you know, get buck wild. It's almost like that. What analogy? Oh, it's like that. Like if a girl or a boy or whatever been going to Catholic schools their whole life.
Yeah, or private or
yeah. Like, and then when they finally get out and they send them to a public school or something, it's on and popping. They just buck wild.
Someone who's been sheltered their whole life,
Buck wild.
Then when they finally get a little freedom,
buck wild.
Act crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Go wild. Girls, boys going wild.
Man. And that's how it was, though. You know what? It was cool because it was still early, though. So, like, I was still moving on curfew hours. So, like, 8, 9-ish, close to 10 o'clock, stuff was still mellow. Because, you know, at this point now it's flipped where people are just starting to get dressed at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Compared to being out at 10 o'clock.
I need to go see what the statistics are with this whole COVID cases, because they have to have been continuously dropping low for him to lift the ban. But, you know, with that though, it's just kind of like you lifting the ban could potentially raise the COVID cases back and spike the COVID cases back up.
With that, I don't know. With me, the whole curfew and all that never really made sense to me anyways, because it was like, regardless, if you tell them they can't go out past this time, they just gonna go out earlier. Mm-hmm. So the same people are gonna be out at the same spots just earlier.
Yeah.
Like 11 o'clock doesn't make COVID more contagious than it was at 10 o'clock.
That's true.
So it was all right, and then people was like, oh, well, the age bracket of certain people who had COVID and stuff like that is if they were older or younger generation was passing it around. And I'm like, well, 30s, 40s, they done kind of mellowed out a little bit as far as like the kicking it scene. They not like downtown in the flats at certain spots, but they hitting hella after hours. I mean, not after hours, but what's that? Happy hours.
Happy hours, yeah. I wonder if COVID isn't as like strong as it was when it first hit. Like where as far as before people were getting, not to take away from people who lost their lives to COVID, but people were getting COVID and it was really hitting their lungs and their immune system so hard. And then now people are getting it and it's just like mild symptoms here, mild symptoms there. So it's just kind of like, well, it's like a flu, cold, and people get over it. So that's probably another reason why I wonder that is, if he lifted the curfew for that, because it's just kind of like it's not as severe as it was in the beginning.
I don't know. I think it probably still is. I just think at first it was a process that was used by the media in a different way.
No
like it was the media was like, oh my God, like the world is over with. Everybody's gonna die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lock up your house, lock your kids up. It was at one point where they was like, don't even let people near your pets. Your pet may be able to get it and then give it to you.
My gosh,
So it was like, I think at one point the media was stirring the pot differently. And then we had all this like election shit and Trump and, them storming the Capitol and all the other crazy shit that went on that just took the forefront away from COVID.
Yeah.
So now it's just like,
He's probably like, you know what? Somebody gonna catch it, they gonna catch it. Regardless if it's a curfew, a ban, or whatever.
We can't stop it.
You can't stop it. We put the parameters in place for people to take the proper precautions, wear your mask, social distance, and stuff like that. But if people don't want to listen and be hard-headed, then that's their own fate.
Yeah, because, it wasn't going to stop. Like, because even if you set a curfew, like, people just, like, all right, now we all going to go to my house.
Parties, yeah.
Or we all going to go to an after hour. Mm-hmm. Like, so it didn't stop. Or, this was crazy. Like, from my understanding, from what I read, some liquor stores were considered essential. And that's because of people who suffer from like alcoholism and stuff.
Oh,
like going
that
into
makes sense.
like withdrawal, like people dying from withdrawal from alcohol.
A lot of sense.
So it was just like, and of course alcohol sales went through the roof.
Yes, they
during
did.
COVID.
Yeah, they did.
Like I'm talking about Cleveland was dry. Like you could go somewhere and people would try to go buy a bottle or something
out of everything,
and they was out of everything. Yeah. Me personally, with what I got going on, I'm not drinking, so it didn't affect me.
It was out of my Casamigos.
Yeah, like, but like,
Azul.
yeah, like somebody send you to the store or something, and they like, oh, I got a call, like, oh, they ain't got this, oh, they ain't got that, they ain't got no Azul, they ain't got no Casamigos.
I was thirsty.
They don't have no this, they don't have no that, like, so it was like, everybody was out here getting fucked up.
It was, because I was like driving. I remember one day I wanted tequila so bad, and I was driving to like 4 different stores, and I'm driving across town,
right?
Calling stores like, "Do you have this? Yeah. Do you have this?" And it's just like, "Am I alcoholic?"
Right. But it's just COVID just had people trapped, so it's just like Only thing I'm gonna say about that is the city is back open. I just want everybody to be safe though. Because at the end of the day, even without COVID killing you, these motherfuckers out here, the way they moving, they'll kill you.
Yeah.
We went to the hookah lounge, and it's in a area where, it's in a suburban area, like right by a police station, like a little college town where you get like a lot of hippie people, like artists, and like right next to the place is like a open mic spoken word spot, and we went there, and when we came out, like literally we came out and a car's turning the corner, and as they're turning the corner, they shooting at another car. So you hear it and your mind is like, what is that? You looking around and then you just see the muzzle fire flashing about 8-9 feet away from where you standing. And you just like, what the hell?
Crazy.
Like, so it's just like, man, regardless of COVID or not, like,
it just
chill out.
Yeah, and it just make you not even want to go anywhere.
Right.
Like with the curfew lifted or not, it's just like it's just not safe.
Yeah.
It's just not safe anywhere. Like you said, Cleveland right now is in a world span of violence, and everyone, this is like you see on the news, somebody is losing their life to gun violence, domestic violence, overdose, suicide. Like, it is exhausting to see every single day.
Yeah. And suicide's been on an all-time high right now.
Yeah.
I've been seeing that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, consistently. Like, and I'm talking about they getting younger and younger. I just seen like a big TikTok personality. Like one of the girls who was like real big on TikTok. I forget her name. But by the time I edit this and everything, her name and stuff will be up there. She committed suicide. 18 years old.
May she rest in peace. A lot of people who's suffering from mental illness, who's suffering from being alone, who is battling their own demons inside, COVID having them in, being locked in a house and, quarantine, social distance, everything is closing early. So there's so many things that go into play with it. And a lot of people are suffering and they're battling themselves every single day to live and to survive. And their demons are really attacking them, and they're taking their own lives from it.
And not to mention, with people being quarantined and the stuff with jobs, like it's a lot of people out here that don't have no money.
Yeah.
They broke. You know what I'm saying? They sad, they depressed, they just thinking about all this stuff. And then we stuck in a world of braggers. Like everybody. And not even just like black, like just everybody wanna put on like every single thing you do, everywhere you go is gonna be on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, regardless of whatever platform you look at, it's gonna be somebody on there letting you know you're not living like this.
They just came for a money back, because he had made a comment about the pandemic where he said that he made some M's through the pandemic and he don't want it to stop, and he was being completely insensitive to the people who are suffering from. So they attacked him for that. He came out and made a statement and apologized, but like you said, people are just on social media flexing, just showing that even though you're suffering, you're starving, and you don't have any money, you're, depressed. I'm over here and I done took advantage, and I have
right.
COVID has blessed me in ways financially where I can change my family life. So people flexing, taking trips, doing this, going all over, enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then there's somebody at home scrolling through their phone trying to figure out, figuring out where that next meal is going to come from because they don't have a job.
It's fucked up that
they're not working.
While you saying it, I'm thinking like, damn, we was doing all of that. Traveling, all that shit.
Oh my God.
like I'm not trying to, be insensitive to nobody. But at the same time though, the same time, I understand that
it's pre-planned.
they're pre-planned, but also at the same time though, we live in a time period where you can't almost celebrate your own power or celebrate your own success.
Yeah.
Because it's always somebody who's gonna find something where they feel like you being insensitive to somebody else's situation and come after you. Like regardless if you say, oh, I love my good hair, if you are a certain complexion or whatever it may be, somebody's gonna take offense to that and be like, "Oh, well, you only saying you got good hair because you light skinned." Like, well, no, I'm just speaking on my hair or whatever it may be. Like, however you celebrate yourself, it's always somebody that's gonna be in the background that's gonna take offense to it. So, I mean, one thing I think he was wrong to say he hopes the pandemic doesn't stop. That was definitely crazy to say, but man, run your M's up, bro. Get your money and celebrate
I
your
don't
money.
think he said he don't want the pandemic to stop.
Oh,
he
yeah, that's
didn't.
what you said.
He said that I don't. When he said I don't want it to stop, he was reference to getting the M's, like getting the money.
Yeah, he ain't do
but
shit.
because the pandemic, that's how I took it when I read it. A lot of people may have taken it the way you just said it, but I took it as him saying that, the pandemic has busted him financially where he done made a couple M's and he don't want the M's to stop.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's just people. People gonna be people.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, now this is this not even on here, but it's something that I always thought about, and it's just like people with money or even to the extent of billionaires. I feel like to some extent they should have bigger responsibility as far as helping out in society because of the financial gain that they have. Like, I mean, if you got to think like a Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or something. Like, you got so much money you can spend that in 5 lifetimes. Like, you can't run out of money.
Yeah.
Like, he divorced his wife and gave her what, like 27 billion?
She got a lot of money.
Or 50 something billion. I could be wrong. I think it's like 27 billion or something crazy like that. Like, he just gave her that in a divorce. Like, here, this is for you. And he gave her a part of the company. But like, $27 billion could go a long way in society for a lot of people that's hurting.
Yes.
It can change a lot for a lot of people. Like a whole lot for a lot of people. And that's just something that I always thought about. That's just like a sidetrack thought. As you were just saying, like people having money and enjoying it and stuff like that. But if you at a certain level, you should kick it in.
And we don't know if they do give back and how much. I mean, I know that they donate money when it does come out, in the blogs and on CNN and stuff like that. Because I know his wife donated a large amount of money to a lot of the HBCU colleges.
Who wife?
Jeff Bezos' wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Jeff Bezos' wife donated a lot of money, millions of dollars to HBCU colleges. This was right after the whole George Floyd injustice thing. But I mean, I'm sure, I hope that they do give back a lot of that money to communities and research and different things to put back into, the communities and the people who are suffering.
Yeah. And when I say responsibility, I mean a mandated obligation. Not just like, oh, I'm going to give this money, for a tax write-off or whatever, which I don't care if it still helps out with whoever is supposed to help, regardless of how, whatever. I'm saying a mandated, like, oh, if it's a certain crisis that's going on, not to necessarily always just bail out the government. Like, the government should be number one digging in their pockets. But at the end of the day, like, when you see those billboards that's up that say like, oh, the United States is right now in $27 trillion worth of debt. And I think it's something crazy, like each individual would have to pay 50 grand or 90 grand or something. It's somewhere within that lines of how much they would have to pay to get America out of debt. Like, a couple of our billionaires collectively have that.
Yeah, they yeah, for sure.
So it's like,
for sure.
But it's not their job to bail that out, but like the debt situation. But as far as like, we shouldn't have places like Skid Row and like beach, like the beach tent camps that they be having in like Hawaii and Los Angeles and California.
Population.
Like, like where they all just be like, oh yeah, we just gonna go down there. It's good weather year round, and we just sleep in tents on the beach. And because of the homeless situation and stuff, like, we shouldn't have that type of stuff. We shouldn't have. In one of the biggest money making states, Nevada, like you see homeless people like in the morning, like for a city that don't sleep, like I'm talking about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, they outside laying on the
I
ground.
know it's
Like
very
it's
sad.
normal.
It's very sad. That's a good point to make. And if that was something that they did or considered, that would be a very tough
Oh hell yeah.
way to get those billionaires to mandate them to give money.
Hell yeah. I mean, and that, of course, everybody want to protect their coin.
Yeah.
Like, but once you hit a certain level, it should be like, yo, bro. Like, but the thing is, but it should be something which is everything is always going to be hard to do, because you never really know if the money is going to be handled correctly.
That's true.
When it comes down to money, people get greedy and they do shit that they shouldn't do. So number one, you wouldn't know if your money really went to that cause unless you handling it yourself to make sure like every individual gets exactly their portion of what they supposed to get. Yeah. It would be impossible to do that damn near. But who am I though?
Yeah, and then it's just like, if you are one of those people who give back and do a lot of philanthropic work, it's just like a rabbit hole because it's never enough. It's never going to be enough.
No.
And there's always, and it doesn't matter how much you give back and how much you give, there's always going to be somebody that say you're not giving enough. You could give everything and it's still not enough.
Yeah, for sure.
But shout out to all the people who do give back and provide for the less fortunate in any way that they can, even if you're not rich. Giving $1 to a homeless person on the street, that's still giving back. So shout out to everybody who recognized that.
You know what's so crazy, and just thinking about that, the night when that happened, we was leaving outside and that car was coming around the corner shooting. It's crazy because it was this homeless lady outside. Like literally, as soon as we come down the stairs and out the door, she's standing in the doorway. Homeless lady, and she stops us and she's asking for change or any type of money, saying like, she just needed a couple dollars to get some food, and she needed a couple dollars to get some food and try to get to the women's shelter. So at first, we coming out, so wherever you at in Cleveland, you still want to be paying attention to your surroundings.
Right.
So as we're, telling her like, hold on, lady, I don't have it or whatever. I'm trying to get to an area where I can pat a pocket and see before, you don't want to just pull out your money and shit. So, of course you're supposed to have your shit separated anyways, but I'm trying to get to a spot where I can maneuver to pat a pocket and see what I got loose that I can give her. And as I'm talking to her, that's when the gunshot's going off. And even in that situation, it was the wildest thing ever to see in real time, because even as we were telling her we didn't have it and the gunshots start going off, like her first reaction was, I don't know if it was a mother's instinct, a woman's instinct, just a human being instinct, but her going to tell us and direct us down by the car, like, get down right here, get down right here. Like, even after we just, she could have been like, fuck y'all, I'm gone, and ran off, or she could have went and did her own thing and hid. Like, she still was vocal in telling us to get out of the way and try to get on the side of the cars while they were shooting. Yeah. So it just shows, like, regardless of if you at the top of the hill or at the bottom, we still supposed to move in a certain way throughout just being humans and looking out for one another.
Absolutely. And that reminds me, and just before we go to the next topic and close out on COVID, but that reminds me when we were younger and we were out at the shopping mall out in the Roar Farms, and this homeless person was sitting on the ground, and people were just walking past him. And we were walking and we stopped, and I was telling Blake, you got any cash on you? Give him some money. So as Blake, going in his wallet, and I'm looking at this guy and I'm just staring at him. I'm like, does he have makeup on his face? And I'm just like, this homeless man got all this makeup on his face, lipstick. So I'm just sitting there so confused, but no judgment. I was just curious. You're just looking at the situation. And then we put the Blake put the money in the basket, and as we were getting ready to walk by, he had told us, he was just like, "Oh, you guys are on a show or something."
Yeah.
And we were like, "What?" So they were filming from across the parking lot, just doing a study of how many people walk past a homeless person without giving back. And I think that day we and maybe another person were the only people that gave.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy. So we looked at the camera and they started waving and we was like, what?
And you know what's wild about that is, like, you know, just me and, you know, you too, like, we obviously been raised to be like, if you got something, it ain't no problem to give it. Because at the end of the day, like, man, I done spent money on so much shit that ain't worth it. Like,
for sure.
To give somebody else. But, like, it's like we hold on to that dollar so bad before we'll give it to somebody else. But you'll go spend it on, like, candy or liquor or some people weed, drugs, whatever they vice may be. And, you know, piss your liquor out at the end of the night after you done spent $100 on a bottle, but let somebody ask you for $1 and you like, ugh, get away from me. You know, and it's just crazy because in that moment, this is a big shopping center, like where it's a lot of people, they spending money, you know, it's like a outlet spot. So they got like a North Face outlet, Nike outlet, Polo outlet, like all these different outlets for a UGG store. They got all these different stores down there where people just going in there dropping bag, like it ain't nothing. And this dude was just sitting on the ground, and at that moment when he was asking for change, I already knew, like, dang, like all I got is my smallest bill is a 20. Like, and then I'm like, but I ain't gonna walk away and not give it to him. I'm like, man, we done just came out and spent some money and it ain't gonna hurt nobody. So I just gave him a 20.
Yeah.
You know, and at that moment as we walking away, that's when he like, hey, wait. You know, hey, you know, get your money back. This makeup. He like, you know.
Yeah, and I was like, I knew something was a little off.
And you know what? That's straight woman intuition, because I just thought his face was dirty as fuck. It just looked like he just had dirt all on his face.
Yeah, terrible
like,
eyeshadow.
Yeah, like I just thought it was dirt.
Why you put those colors together?
Yeah, but I guess, you know, to me, not paying attention, like knowing, oh, that looks like makeup, it just looked like he had dirt on his face.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And it made me feel good. It made us feel good, especially just knowing that, you know, we, like you said, how we were raised and have a good heart to just, you know, give back, even if it's our last. Like, you know, this is the last cash that I got, so I'm just going to give it. Because they didn't tell how long somebody been sitting out, or how long they've been on the corner begging, anything like that, and how long they went without eating.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I ain't gonna tell people always get their last cash. Because you may need it more than that person that's out there. You can say a prayer for that person and try to send them a blessing.
Well, when I say cash, I mean like
the actual cash in your pocket. Okay, that's what I was about to say.
Like, because you have a debit card,
right? But everybody cash, not blessed like that.
Yeah. Well, no, they're not. They're not. Know. But I'm only speaking on, you know, us.
Right. But you know, it's just, you know, it's a blessing. But then, I mean, that helps us swing into the next topic that I feel like people a lot of times just think of it in the wrong way. Like sometimes being broken board is better.
Yeah.
Like it keeps you out of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you in the house and people feel like you broke or you born, like it keeps you away from that hookah lounge and almost getting shot for no reason because he's shooting at a moving vehicle that has nothing to do with you. Or it keeps you from stopping at that gas station and they shoot up the car right next to yours, you know. Or it keeps you from being at that house party that somebody shot at and a straight bullet hit your best friend.
It keeps you from, you know what I'm saying, not just having those addictions and spending all your money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
On, you know, those addictions, casino, drugs, all of that.
Yeah. And you know, and I do understand that addictions are real, and you know, hopefully people that do have those addictions and stuff like that, they find a way to kick it or maintain it the right way or whatever, because I'm not nobody to tell nobody what they can't do. You know, whatever you do is what you do. That's your own business. But I think people just the stigma of, and you don't even have to be broke. You could just not be comfortable with spending the money that you have at that time. When I say broke, some people play broke. Some people have money and just don't want to spend it. Some people,
sometimes,
right. Some people, they just, because by the time this episode over, while I'm editing, you going to be in there on shopping on your phone till about 4 in the morning.
No, I'm not.
But some people just, they have a way of just, you know, not wanting to spend money or not looking at the money that they have as play money to mess around with. And sometimes that saves them from a lot of shit. It's times, like I was talking to my dude the other night, and it's been times like where you just don't want to be at home and you have the means to do what you want to do as far as like financial, a vehicle or get an Uber, or people will come. If you got financial means, people will come pick you up.
Yeah.
Because you're going to look out for them too. So they don't give a you need a ride? Bet.
Yep.
Be ready in 10 minutes. So it's like sometimes we'll force ourselves to get out and go against our better judgment. And those be the worst nights.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, like
you would know.
I would know. Like them be the worst nights. Like you get out and you done had them that night when you was downtown at the bar and you had to call me.
So
like
embarrassing.
right. So it's like sometimes we don't want to go nowhere, or sometimes we don't like, and then we look at it like, oh, I deserve this or I deserve that. And I've been working hard. And don't get me wrong, like let your hair down. But in the climate of how the world is moving now,
you gotta recognize.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Go with that first gut instinct. Like if you really like fighting to get dressed and fighting to get out the house, like you just sitting there and you keep looking at the time and you sitting there and then you look at the time and you like, all right, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go. All right, yeah, I'm about to get dressed. Yeah, I'm about to hop in the shower. Yeah, if you're doing that, just don't go.
Just don't go.
Just don't go.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it.
And then you just have that feeling. You just have that feeling where something is just, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling right. It's something ain't even about to go right. And it may not be anything like severely bad, but the vibe is just automatically just off.
And you know it.
Or you know, like you want to go out and let your hair down, but then the person that you go out with is that person where it's always some drama when you go out with them, and it's like you kind of just force yourself to go because you haven't, like you said, they haven't, I've been working hard. I deserve a break. I deserve to just let my hair down. So I'm just gonna risk all of this drama with this person.
For sure. And you like,
and then you get out, you're like, why the fuck did I come out?
And then that's when I come in the house and you sleeping, I wake you up. And you like, what? And I'm like, this mother.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
We have those conversations all the time.
Like, man, let me tell you.
Oh, my God.
Like, because it be some crazy stuff that happen. Because, like, sometimes you don't even realize, like, it don't even be you.
It don't.
Like, sometimes you may be in all good intentions, but the individual you kicking it with may just be on a different page that night, and the shit just goes all bad.
And then their kick it is just completely different. Yeah. Like your kick it may be like mine, it's like a low chill vibe, but somebody else kick it like would be like, I'm about to turn up and go into these hood bars, hole in the walls, like, oh hell no.
And see, the thing is sometimes people don't understand too, like things change.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to one of my good friends the other day, like one of my brothers, and we was just on the phone like for a couple hours just talking. And Willow, shout out to you, because I'm gonna definitely hit you back. My phone died that night, so don't think I like banged on you and shit.
Your phone always die when you talk to him.
Yeah, because we be on the phone for like 2-3 hours. We kill the fucking phone every time. But I'm definitely gonna hit you back, bro. But me and him was on the phone chopping it, and just like his like the change of like just where we came from, or his change of like his upbringing into like I switched over into a different lifestyle a long time ago.
Yeah.
Compared to like a lot of my friends.
Yes.
And I'm not down talking none of them. It's just some of them are in different situations,
right,
where they climbing out of the street shit or the hood shit, or just hitting a certain level of maturity of thinking differently or moving differently. I think sometimes people just, sometimes to get you out of shit like that, you just gotta have, even if you don't have the monetary means behind it, or if you don't have the support, I feel like if you look at yourself like, I'm the shit, I'm a CEO of myself, I'm too much to lose. Even if people don't show it, you like, this planet won't run right without me. You won't involve yourself in shit like that.
That's right.
And we was just talking about like that, like now he has a different aspect of life, like having a family, seeing, traveling, doing stuff, like, you know, from a person where he like, man, I ain't even never go out of state till he was in his probably 30s. So it's like, you know, he like, I'm finally leaving the state and finally getting a chance to do this and finally getting to do that.
And yeah.
And then when you talk to him, like, I thought I was going to be doing this forever. And now I'm like, hell no, I'll never look back and do no shit like that. Like, I just feel like people need to think like that a lot to just get themselves out of situations. And then that will make them sometimes sit in the house.
Yeah. And being broke and bored, like you said, is like, sometimes that's just the best thing. It's just the best option. It's the best thing because, you know, you realize, like you said, it's just you keeping yourself and your family out of situations because like you're the CEO of your life and, you know, you are important. So you matter. So you have to come home to your children. You have to come home to your spouse and stuff. So you have to realize those things. And broken board sometimes is the best way to go.
Yeah. Just stay your ass out the streets.
Stay out the streets.
Stay your ass out the streets.
Out the street.
Like, that's all that matter because it ain't shit out there. I don't care if you male, female. You could be the most hood
Ain't nothing in
motherfucker,
the streets.
most dangerous motherfucker. It don't matter. Just stay out the damn streets and mind your own business. That's the main thing. Stay out the streets, mind your own business. Because at the end of the day, people just keep moving and moving and moving until one day they run into that individual that don't give a fuck just as much as they don't give a fuck. And that is a bad mixture of individuals to ever mix together. So it's like, you know, just stay out the streets. Look at yourself in a certain way. And if you just want to chill in the house, or if you just like, man, I ain't got no money. Yeah, don't look down on yourself like, man, I ain't got no money. Some of the most creative things come from when you just sitting in the house with idle time. Like,
and then in the best times.
Yeah.
I think when we were broke, we was in the house all the time, but we had the best time. We used to do so many different creative things in the house.
We was in the arts and crafts. We was so
doing
broke.
all types of stuff. We had so much fun.
Nah, I remember we was making pretzels from scratch. Yes. We ain't had nothing to do. Me and her in the kitchen baking. I never forget, like, we was so broke, like this was an enjoyment for us. Like we had a kit that you could make pretzels like with the dough. And like we was in there making a T for her name, a B for my name. I had made some titty pretzels. Like did. I just was like,
I had to find that picture so you can post and show them.
And we had so much fun.
We had so much fun.
Like so much fun.
So much fun.
Because at that point it was just like we ain't have no money to do nothing, but you come up with some of the most creative times, and you have some of the most like intellectual, just straight out fun times in your house with people you love.
And we used to another thing we used to do, we used to move our furniture and we used to bring our mattress from the bedroom
and have goddamn sleepovers. We corny as fuck.
Like grown asses having the sleepovers. What the hell?
I used to be like, hey, you want to have a sleepover tonight?
Yeah.
You like, yep.
Me, you, and the dog. Oh, Puka.
Yeah.
We used to have sleepovers.
Shout out to my dog,
and
Gooch.
We used to have
lost him before we got a chance to move in here. He ain't run away or nothing like that. He just passed away.
He was here.
When we first moved in here. Yeah. Right. But, you know.
But, yeah, we had sleepovers. And it used to be the fun this time. And our mattress used to stay on the floor in the living room for probably about a week before we put it back in the room.
our sleepover that one night stayed to like a week worth of us sleeping in the living room. Like we'll move the couches, move all the furniture, bring the mat. I'll be bringing this big ass mattress from the one room into the living room, lay it on the floor, and we basically like kids build a damn fort.
But it helps you realize what's important, what's not important, because we living in a world where we idolize materialistic things.
Man, speak on that shit.
Everything is just like we have to we basically bow down to materialistic things, and it's just like shit. That's not even important.
It's not important.
If COVID did not teach us anything, what's important is the people we have around us, our health and safety of your family and everybody.
Yeah.
And the materialistic stuff don't matter. Like, who cares? That shit don't matter at all.
One of the biggest things that taught me that rocked my world at the end of last year, I had been talking about doing my podcast for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I have finally put everything into perspective as to what I wanted to do. With this podcast and where I wanted it to go. In the day I was buying equipment and looking for everything, I was going store to store to store to store to store, looking for the perfect chairs.
Yeah, I remember.
For the studio, and it all came full circle to me because I was having a straight sucker attack because I
temper tantrum.
Couldn't find the chairs that I wanted. And it wasn't because of they cost too much or something. It was just like, shipping is 6 months out because of COVID, or we don't have those in stock anymore. We only got one, or, the colors wasn't right. And I just was like, man, this shit's stupid. Whatever. And then I got a phone call.
Yep.
And that phone call rocked my world. I got a phone call that one of my closest friends, a brother of mine, had took his own life. And I just was like rocked, because it just showed me that this material shit ain't shit. Like, here I am having a full-blown temper tantrum, a grown-ass man pissed because I had a dream. And don't let me downplay your dream and your vision, but seeing that it wasn't happening and coming into fruition the way I wanted it to at that moment. Mm-hmm. And God had to shake me.
Yeah, because you have to be able to, be patient and let it play out,
Yeah.
Like they say all the time, like if you want to make God laugh, try to plan your life.
Yeah.
You want to try to control everything. Like God laughs at us when we do that. And in that situation, it was like you was trying to control every aspect of like, this is my vision. This is what I want. This is this and that. And, your friend, he took his life and he was suffering.
Right.
And not saying that, nobody knew, but it kind of just, like you said, put everything into perspective. Like, this is what's most important versus what I'm over here tripping over.
Yeah. And the thing with that is when I say my friend, and that's with all due respect, I wasn't saying his name at first, but everybody who knows me knows how I loved him as a brother. Mm-hmm. So, Dominique, I love you. For his sisters and his mom and them, I love y'all. And me saying his name now, Dominique, it helps give me closure in it, because I just don't want to leave it as my friend. Neek was a lot to a lot of people. Like real talk, like Neek was a lot to a lot of people, and I don't want to leave it as my friend and leave it open like that. Like, Dominique L. Bridges, like I love him to death. I love you. I know we're gonna see you again, bruh. Like, that's just real shit.
I'm just getting emotional with you saying that, because I know how that affected you.
Right.
And I know how bad you were suffering from him, taking his life and you guys losing him. So you just said, like, is giving you closure. Like, that just really just shook my heart, because you you were suffering.
Yeah.
You were suffering.
It was tough.
And that just, oh my goodness.
It was tough. Like, it was tough. And it's just crazy. Like, that's why, like, a lot of this stuff, like, of course, I do want a lighthearted podcast. My dream is to have a podcast that we talk about real shit, but we always stay lighthearted. But it's going to be topics that's real. And regardless of all this COVID shit, everything, man, check on your people you love, man. That's why every episode I make sure I say that. I speak on that. Check on the people you love, man. Just even if you don't check and you're not checking on them, just let them know you love them.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, like me and his last interaction, it wasn't bad. It was off for me and him because I was so busy ripping and running, doing what I had to do in my life, you know, with the company and everything, trying to make moves. And I had a schedule that I was trying to keep to. And he had asked me to come back and kick it with him. And I didn't. I told him I was like, yeah, I'll be back. I got to go make these runs, whoop-de-whoop. And then I continued on with my day after that. And that was the last time I talked to him. Mm. And it's just crazy, man. Make sure you show love to the people you love and show love to people you don't know. Yeah. Fuck it, why not?
Right.
You never know. Like, just a little love may stop a person from doing something that is out of their character.
Right.
I hope this podcast, you know, always shows love and gives that laughter that somebody may need, or that just, you know, I love all y'all. Even if I don't know you, I love you. You know, if you watching this and you happen to see a snippet or a clip or whatever, it's always from the heart.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, always know that. And
that was huge though, because I prayed about those moments. So for you to do it right here on this episode, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and that wasn't even nothing that was planned.
I know, and that's how you know it was just like, Lord.
It just so happened. Like, if I could, I'll show y'all like the stuff I got on here. Like, y'all probably can't see it, but it ain't got nothing to do with none of that. We went way off of topic and everything, but it's just something that pulled me
was in there.
Yeah, where it just had to happen. And you know. But
back to, you know, the point, and sometimes, you know, broken board is the best way to go. Yeah. You know, and it's okay to be broken board. And not if you just broke, but if you have money and not spending it, you know, that can be broke. If you're disciplined to where you manage your money a certain way, that could be broke. But, you know, broken board where it's like you're not putting yourselves in situations that can jeopardize your life and affect the people who love you. Right,
yeah. And you know what though, you know, in the switch topics, being broken bored ain't bad, but sometimes being too bored can fuck you up. And the reason I say that is because Gorilla Glue Girl, I had to switch lanes because my mind was getting cloudy, y'all. Gorilla Glue Girl.
No, you know what? She was a
I'm on your ass.
But shout out to her because she donated all of her money through her GoFundMe account.
Oh yeah.
To a good cause. She didn't keep none of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Gorilla Glue Girl.
Shout out to you. I ain't know that. Yeah, don't wake the kids up, girl.
She donated. I don't. Goodness.
But shout out to her. I didn't know that.
Yes, let me just get it for you right now.
But hey, what I was speaking on is you being bored or whatever. I don't know how you got yourself in that situation. I don't know how you ended up picking up that can of or bottle of Gorilla Glue and ended up applying it to your hair. And I ain't gonna fake though. It could be just a man thing, because me and my dude was laughing, talking about it. That shit ain't look bad when it was glued down.
No, I mean, it was slaved like, for a whole month.
That shit ain't look bad.
Everything. So she donated $20,000 from her GoFundMe account to people who were getting reconstructive surgery. And then altogether she got $23,000, and then the $3,000 went to people in the community who are less fortunate. So she gave all of her money and donated all of her money back.
That's what's up.
That is dope.
That's dope, Gorilla Glue Girl.
Gorilla
Whatever
Glue
your
Girl.
real name is. I don't want to take your credit.
I think it's Tessica. Her name is Tessica.
Tessica?
Tessica.
Well, Tesla. Tell you, let's hear Tesla.
Oh, it's Tessica. Yeah.
But that's dope though. That's good shit though.
But see, now this is the whole situation with that. She thought the Gorilla Glue was a hair product,
right,
that looked similar to the Gorilla Glue.
Now, okay, did she get this shit in the store?
I don't know.
Because if you got it in the store, I love you as a person, as a human, but you's a jackass. Because if you got that out the store, I know it wasn't in the hair care product.
But how many times have you gone to the store, anybody gone to the store, you pick an item up and you're too lazy to take it back to the aisle you got it from and just sat it on the counter or sat it on the shelf?
Oh, shit.
So she could have been just in the store shopping and seen, oh, I'm supposed to be doing my hair. I'll need some of that, and snatched it off and thought it was the Gorilla hair product. So who knows what happened? Think about that shit. So it's just kind of like I do it all the time.
Yeah, usually I just leave that shit at the counter.
People just set
when they ringing out
tissue in the freezer.
Oh wow. Like when they ringing your shit out and it's something that I don't want, I be like, yeah, I don't want that no more. Like, because if it's in the cart, it's like I don't have no reason to take it out of the cart and put it back on the shelf because it's like it's in the cart, it ain't bothering nobody in the cart.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, I guess I can see that if you carrying it around in your hands or something, you like, I ain't walking this shit back all the way. But that's the excuse we gonna give you, or we gonna say that it was already in the house. And somebody put that shit in the cabinet with the rest of your hair products.
I didn't even know Gorilla Glue made spray. I thought it was just the little container.
Man, Gorilla Glue make everything.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But
because they got the Gorilla tape.
Yeah.
They got,
So she completely went viral. She's verified now.
She on.
Oh my god.
She got a manager.
And that just goes to show, like, you can become social media sensation by something as crazy as gluing your hair.
Oh, but that's been going on since the beginning of the time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is like
you're
now considered a public figure because you put Gorilla Glue in your head.
Yeah, like
that is the craziest thing.
If you do something, like, you got to think, people are getting paid millions of dollars right now because they made the right TikTok video at the right time. That's true. And that shit blew up, and now they on. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people just have great personalities, and they just great at what they do, and they know how to keep your attention, and they know how to keep good content coming. Mm-hmm. Other people will do. Prime example, Jackass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they literally went out and made a show based off of them doing the dumbest stuff and hurting themselves on a continuous basis. And shout out Bam. I'm probably going to say his name wrong. Bam Margera. I just seen a video of him not too long ago. He's still struggling.
Aww.
Hey, y'all go get y'all friends some help, man. Y'all motherfuckers made a lot of money. I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know if y'all are helping, if y'all not. I'm saying y'all not helping him, but obviously he need more help. He look like he need help. Go get y'all friends some fucking help, man. For that shit turn all bad.
Didn't they have a video or a documentary or a show or something about how he was struggling?
Well, that was Steve-O.
Oh, that was.
They might have had one about Bam too, but I
didn't know. Oh, Bam was the one who his parents were.
Yeah, he used to always be in the room like slapping his dad.
Yeah. Okay.
He was on that got married on the show. Well, was about.
Oh,
to
I didn't know
married.
he was struggling.
He always had like a drug problem or whatever.
No, I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they all did. Like, what do you expect with the shit they was doing? No, I'm pretty sure they all was getting fucked up. I don't know personally, but I'm almost 90% sure that they was fucking around with some shit. Just with what they did. I'm pretty sure they was getting fucked up.
But I know, but they were drinking on the show and stuff.
Yeah, no, I think they was going a lot harder.
Yeah, well, I know that, but what I'm saying is, they didn't televise the part about the hard drugs, but they did televise.
Well, yeah, they can't.
But I didn't think he was struggling. I thought it was just Steve-O.
No. So
struggling.
the thing is like I think he really went downhill with after the death of the one guy, Ryan Dunn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think after his death, I think that he took that really, really hard. And if he was kind of at a place where he was like, what is it, like a functioning addict, that might have tipped him towards the downhill part of it. I don't know. I'm just speculating from the outside, so don't quote me on nothing I say. But what I do know for a fact is, hey, man, y'all go get him some help, man. Go, whatever it is that he asking or that he need from y'all or whatever it may be, man, just help out as much as y'all can. Cause it ain't gonna stop no show to look out, you know.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, if Gorilla Glue Girl could get, goddamn, if y'all gave Tesla $20,000, like
Tesla.
like y'all gave her $20,000.
It was not changing this woman's name.
I'm changing her name
to Tesla.
What was her name? What's her real name?
Tessica.
Tesla.
Well, she looked good because they said she was 40.
She 40?
Yes.
She ain't no fucking
Black
40.
Don't crack.
She 40?
She's 40. With, I think.
And she put Gorilla Glue in her hair.
Wrong.
Yeah, because, you know, she is a Shade Room
She's 40.
informant.
No. Shade Room,
Yeah.
I'm available.
Shade Room put some of the craziest shit up. Shade Room. The original story could have been she took 40 minutes to apply the spray to her hair. Shade Room, like, she is 40 years old.
No, I didn't even see that on the Shade Room, but she is 40. But I could, now she does, I think she has 3 children, but I could be wrong. You know, they didn't put this girl probably got a Wikipedia page at this point. Sure. So we got to find out.
For sure. If she is 40 though, black definitely don't crack.
Yeah, she looks good. She looks good.
Yeah. You know what though? If we could find a way to give, I'll keep wanting to call her Tesla now. Tessica.
You just better off saying Gorilla Glue Girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep saying Gorilla Glue Girl. Yeah,
GGG.
Y'all can throw triple G.
Triple G.
20 G's. 23 G's. Shit.
G Trey.
G Trey. Trey G.
Trey G.
Whatever y'all want to call it. Man, look here, man. Like, but it's dope though. I'm glad she went the route that she went and she helped out with, you know, giving some of that money back or giving all of it back. And I hope you don't get nothing but good stuff from her. I hope she don't have to put herself in another compromising position like that.
I hope that because right now we're in this weird situation where a lot of people want clout more than success and money. So I hope that she uses this in a way to kind of like build something as far as success for herself and her family versus just wanting more clout and attention.
Because, I mean, it's already people who are repeating it.
Yeah, like this guy, he glued his lip to a cup.
I seen that. Glued his lip to a cup.
Stupid.
I seen there's other people who are putting the glue in their hair. Which I ain't gonna fake.
People are dumb.
Man, they saving money because that can probably like $10. And if your hair stay like that for a month, hey man, it's
they gonna start using Gorilla Glue on the deceased.
It's
that's not funny.
Shit.
That's not even funny.
What's not funny? They're fixing their hair. You're not cracking a joke on it, but it's just like,
may they all
shit.
rest in peace.
Man,
that's not even. That's
slick
not
that
even
shit to the side and spray that shit down,
I should have
man. Shit. Like, hey, I mean, if it's cost efficient.
Y'all heard it here first.
Right. Now you done gave somebody $1 million plan. They gonna be in the damn mortuary doing hair spraying their shit with Gorilla Glue. And they like, damn, her hair look good. And that motherfucker ain't gonna be moving or nothing. That motherfucker
A wig? Go get that Gorilla Glue spray.
Man, listen here, man. That's
Oh
crazy.
man.
But like for real, we in a time period where stuff like that gets people fame. And you know, for some of them, they learn how to take that fame and transition it into dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So if it worked, it worked. You know, hopefully she keep it up. I feel like it couldn't have came at a better time because for her, you know, if I don't know what her situation is, if she had a boyfriend or if she had a side nigga or whatever.
I mean, she's married.
She might be married, whatever.
She's married.
But you know, with it being Valentine's Day, our next topic was talking about that. What better of a Valentine's Day disappearance story would it be? I gotta go to the hospital because I glued my hair down. Can't make it to Valentine's Day today, baby. I'm getting a procedure.
Oh man.
On my Gorilla Glue hair.
Oh man, you know what? How many people? And I tried to, because I know we was gonna talk about this. I tried to look up some statistics on how many people got ghosted on Valentine's Day.
Oh man. And you know what's so crazy is that statistic probably will never be able to be known because the people who got ghosted be so goofy they don't even really think they got ghosted.
Oh, that is so true.
Like, they don't even know that it happened. This nigga done called Monday.
Oh my god.
Monday night.
That is
talking
funny.
about something. Hey, you come pick me up. I'm just getting out of the county.
Oh, I just got out of jail.
After they done had their damn friend drop them off downtown in front of the building.
God.
Like you ain't getting no phone call when you went in.
My mama was in the hospital. My
I couldn't
dad's in the
remember your number. I got COVID last week. I'm quarantining.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's probably, man, listen.
It's probably some crazy stories. I know one of my...
No, don't even do it. Don't do it. Because you go put somebody's shit out there and that shit gonna turn bad. She about to expose somebody. I can just see it in her face. Talking about
Listen, I'm trying to raise awareness here to recognize the signs. Y'all gotta recognize the signs, ladies and gentlemen.
For sure.
Recognize the signs of potential ghosting.
Ain't no potential ghosting. If you get ghosted, you done got ghosted.
Well, yeah, but it will be potential before it actually happens. So you see the signs.
It may not
ghosting.
be no signs. It may just happen.
There's always a sign. Well, that's true. That is true.
Happen. It may be like literally Valentine's Day. You sitting there like, where the fuck is this nigga at? I ain't got no phone call. I ain't got no. And this motherfucker like, I went to Walmart last night to get you flowers and they locked me in that bitch.
I got locked in the stock room. They told me the reds was in the back.
I fell in the shower at home alone.
Tony bought me 2 sweaters.
Like, some people don't even know that it has happened.
Oh, that is so true. Or the best line of all is, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Niggas go Muslim when it come down.
I'm 7-day Adventist. Like, what?
I don't celebrate these white man holidays.
That's all.
I love my black queens year round.
Oh, what? Girl, he said he loved me year round. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Listen here. And you see
Get
that
you a nigga who let you year round.
on Instagram like, big booty hoes, get ready.
like. Slide in them DMs.
Man, listen here. I think some of the best, I just wish, you know what, I'm going to follow up on this on our next episode because it'll still be February.
So I'm going to get
We gonna send some message
people.
out to some people.
If it's okay to share the stories.
For sure. Because I want to hear some of them good ghosting stories because I know they out there. I know it got to be some that just will send you for a doozy. Like, I'm talking about you be sitting back and you hear it and you like, what? Like, I'm talking about crazy. I know it got to be some good stories out there.
I don't
man.
think I've ever got ghosted.
Man,
before,
it happens.
like when you were younger, a teenager in college, never got ghosted.
You might have been lucky. You may not have felt subject, or
Oh.
you may not have known,
or I may not have cared.
or you may not have cared for sure. You may be like, this motherfucker thought he ghosted me. I ain't want to be bothered in the first place. Who knows?
Always had Blake.
Yeah, for sure. I was somewhere around.
True.
somewhere doing something. But you know, it's so crazy. It was like, you know, I just feel like at the end of the day, like some people just, it be so much like, because I know I was infamous for it when I was younger.
Really?
What?
Terrible. Look at you. Just
But I wasn't even really a ghoster though. Like I used to keep it
Terrible.
100. Like if I had a girl, you would know I had a girl. And I'd be like, well, you know you're not going to see me on Valentine's Day. Because I'm going to be with my girl. Like, that was just how I was back then.
So you celebrated with them on the 15th
No, we probably ain't celebrate.
at all.
No.
Damn.
Like, we don't kick it when we don't kick. Come on now.
Side
We ain't
pieces
never
need
kick it
love,
on.
too.
I'm just saying, though, like, when we wasn't together and we both had our own situations going on, like, you knew I had a girl.
I wasn't even here.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Oh, so I was just like,
I mean, so it was like, oh, yeah, you
And
got
I
a girl.
didn't-
Like, it's like, I don't care. So it wasn't like I was going to lie, like, no, I ain't got no girl. I'm waiting for you to come back and stay, baby. No, I got a girl. When you come in town, you my girl. Oh, you got a boyfriend? Shit, well, we sharing a girlfriend.
we sharing a nigga, girl.
So
You
it was
have
like, whatever.
8 months out the year. I'm ready.
But some people look at that like these motherfuckers is toxic.
I know.
But like, that's just how we was younger. We was young.
We were young. And
We
you
were
know
super
what?
young.
Now that we're older, I just feel like
17, 18, why not?
yes, and I also feel like you look back now, like, was it really a relationship? Like,
Yeah.
that's just puppy love.
You
Like,
was just in some
wasn't
situations.
no relationship.
Yeah. Like, you know, it was like, whatever.
No, we just didn't care.
Yeah.
We did not care at
Man,
all.
listen. So I mean, I
At
know
all.
I wasn't a person to come up with no stories and all that extra shit. Like, like, nah. It's like, if you call my phone, you know I ain't gonna answer. Probably ignore your shit. Like, cause like, it just is what it is.
You were dead wrong.
You know, my phone fuck around might have been off. Turn the power off that joint.
Oh,
Like, like, man,
he's a wild boy.
yeah, cause that was that. But see, that back then that'll get you even more brownie points. Like, man, baby, I ain't gonna let nobody interfere with today. I ain't selling no drugs either. It's me and you. Nobody's phone call
Just
matters.
a bunch of dumb bitches.
And you, Listen, little girl, he turned that phone off.
You got all the time.
He was all mine. Goofball. And I ain't knocking nobody, because I probably was getting played too at the same time. Like, if you hear a story,
You probably
they be like,
were.
nigga, please, you just don't even know.
What he thought.
When you hooked up with me at 4, you should have been seeing what I was doing at 2 o'clock.
Oh.
Like, so, who knows? But I mean, that's just how life is.
Yeah, just young.
Yeah, for sure.
Young and living life.
But I just know it's some crazy stories that's out there. Some wild COVID stories that just like, I mean, not COVID stories, but Valentine's Day stories that just like, because you know what though? You see some people posting all the time, and I'm a person that I try to interact with everybody who follow me at some point. Like if they're a person that makes stories, like I react to their stories and stuff. If I don't react to your posts and stuff, it's not that I just don't rock with you as a follower. It's just that I don't follow anybody to know when you post.
Right.
Because it doesn't notify me. And it's not because I don't rock with y'all. It's just that I'm trying to grow my page a certain way.
Right.
I want organic growth from people who will truly either support me or really like what I do, instead of people like, oh, follow for follow, like for like.
Right.
And shout out to that, because I done had my page for about 2 months now. And I know this probably ain't nothing to some people, but I almost got 100 followers for sure.
That deserves a giveaway.
Yeah, Yeah, like for
When
sure.
you get
like,
to 100, you have to give away.
yeah, when I get to 100, I'm gonna do a giveaway. Cause I mean, and it's big for me because
You just
I only
started.
follow like 3 or 4 people.
Yep.
You know, and one is you, one is my sister, and
2 of them
actually 2 of them is you. One is my sister. So it's like I feel like that's dope because it's not people that's just like, oh, I'm gonna follow you so you can follow me.
Yeah.
It's more so just like I support what you're doing and I
Right.
like what you're doing.
Right.
So keep rocking with that. I really, really appreciate that.
It's good.
Yeah, and I got one follower. He dope. And if I say your name wrong, I'm sorry because I don't know how to pronounce it. But I think his name is King Khabib. Khabib.
Mm-hmm.
It's by the time this episode go up, I'm gonna have it up there.
Shout out to him. He is
Shout out to
definitely
him, man. He dope,
supported.
man. And he makes some good music. He just started making beats and shit like that too.
Wow.
So follow his page. I'm gonna have his up there. He actually was our first winner of one of our hat giveaways.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure I reach out to him
Ship his
to get his hat shipped out and everything. I don't know this guy, nothing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats to you. Like I don't know this guy. Met him just through Instagram. He's one of those people where he's like positive. His music is dope. I done listened to some of his music, and he really just pushed. Like it'd be a lot of stuff like where it just be just little comments or a DM here or there like, hey, this shit dope or this. I didn't even seen him post the podcast up like on his page like in his story before.
You shared it,
yeah, and I'm like, that shit is dope. So I'm just spreading the love, man, because that's real shit. And when I see people who do that, and I am gonna acknowledge them.
Genuine.
Yeah, and don't feel like I'm gonna miss people or I'm not paying attention because I pay attention to my page because I'm trying to get it to grow organically in a certain way. So I kind of know what's going on with my page. I don't have a huge following right now, so it's really easy for me to kind of keep up with more people. But as it grows, man, I ain't gonna forget about none of y'all. I'm gonna still, shout y'all out and do my thing. But shout out to him. As I said again, I'm gonna make sure I have his information up so y'all can definitely go check out his page, follow him, check out his music, good stuff like that. He got some real dope shit going on. And as I spoke about my dude Willow before, he got some fire. Willow got some fire going on. So definitely I'm gonna have his page up so y'all can check out some of his music because he just sent me some samples of some shit and he doing his thing on there.
For sure.
He was definitely chunking. But this was fun. This was a good episode. Had us a nice time, nice talk. As again, this is episode 4, COVID Chronicles.
And you getting good with these titles.
Yeah, man. You know what? It'd be crazy because
getting real good.
The episode, like the titles, literally. If y'all seen how I prepare for a show, y'all be like, "There's no way like he do this in the time he do it." But like the episode titles, sometimes I don't even know it when I'm sitting down about to hit record on everything. Like,
and then just come to you.
It may just come to me, or it may be multiples that I'm going through, or it just sometimes something to just be like, no, that stick better. And I feel like at this time period where everybody moving the way that they moving, I feel like they kind of forgetting that COVID is still live. Well, not live, but alive. And I feel like COVID is still affecting a lot of ways of how a lot of people moving, and we got to acknowledge that.
Yeah, you have to do better. Make sure, you guys are taking care of yourselves and staying in the house. Excuse me. Wearing your mask.
For sure. Man, it ain't hard. Put these damn masks on. Look at this. I got masks everywhere. Put a mask on your face.
Keep them.
I got so many masks in here. It's crazy. If I was to reach my hand up under there, I probably got about 8 masks up under there. Different kinds, different styles.
You can make a mask if you can't buy a mask.
Exactly. If you can't buy a mask and you really want to protect somebody, man, hit me up. I send you a damn mask. Send a mask, save a life, motherfucker.
That's right.
Like, if you can't get a mask, I send you a damn mask. And hopefully soon we'll have the $1 Million Dose mask merch. So we'll send you out a mask with the logo and everything on it. So you can show some love. We'll show y'all some love.
Take care of yourselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then don't forget, we still got a couple hats left. We got another order that's gonna be coming in.
Shout out to you for selling out of your first batch of
for sure.
hats.
Oh yeah, and if you got a hat, send me pictures of yourself in the hat. So I'm gonna put y'all up on the page and shit to show the support. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you got a hat, for people who purchased the hat, get y'all some nice little selfies and shit. Get your little duck lips, all that shit y'all be pulling out to get your pictures and
Not the
cameras
duck
going.
lips.
You know everybody do the duck lips. You know, shit, like, that's just like the thing. For sure. Like, go ahead, pop that hat on, dude. Get y'all some pictures, all that good shit. Send them to me. You could DM them to me, however, and we're gonna put them up on the story. To just show some love to y'all for showing some love to us. Cause that's dope. And anything else you got to shout out?
Ain't got nothing.
Nothing? Well, that's
Thank
the
y'all
end of episode 4.
for continued support. I guess
sure.
I did have something. Thank y'all for continued support.
And hopefully by the end of this episode, not by the end of this, hopefully by the end of this episode, or by the time this episode actually gets up, I'll be at 100.
You will be at 110.
For sure. I'm really, really close. So,
110.
you know, keep pushing, keep supporting. Oh, one more thing before I go, though. I love the support, right? Don't get me wrong. I love everybody who watches. I love everybody who subscribes to the YouTube page. I even love those who haven't subscribed. But at the same time, like, me being able to look at my analytics, I know, like, the viewership of my page, my audience. Y'all need to go ahead and subscribe to the page and stop playing. Because y'all watching it, subscribe. That's the easiest way to support the page and keep me in the knowing that I'm doing good.
And so a lot of people don't know how to subscribe.
They don't. It says subscribe. Click it.
You have to create a YouTube account.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I would think everybody got a YouTube account, but I guess not. Yeah.
Because people have been asking me how to subscribe, and I have to tell them, create a YouTube account. Type in the name, $1 Million Dose. Page will pop up. Click subscribe.
And you know, I'm gonna make a post on how to do that. Because that's the easiest way to just let somebody know you like what they're doing and to keep them in a good headspace to continue what they're doing.
And you'll always know when new content
is coming out. And the reason why I brought that up, because I was looking at my statistics and it's like 47.88 point something % of my views, like 47.89 % of my views are from people who are unsubscribed. I'm like, that's damn near half of my views. Like, if I got that other half of people to just subscribe, like, just help the page grow, and help YouTube see the page growing, and then shit can get better. The studio can get better, more guests, more shit like that. So, like, just keep it rocking. We gonna keep it rocking. Y'all keep it rocking. If you're a person that's just taking a peek at the thing, you know, just subscribe.
Let us know
send a
what
comment.
you think.
What you think, what you like, what you don't like. You know, follow my page. Let me know. Send me a message. Hey, I like this. I don't like this. Try this, whatever. I'm not a person that don't take criticism or whatever. You know, don't bombard me with a whole bunch of bullshit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but hey, I'm you know, I want to be a person that's in contact with, you know, my audience.
Yeah.
And I'm accessible to my audience, to an extent. So, you know, just make sure y'all subscribe, y'all follow, share it, you know, because who knows, it may get into the right hands of the person who really needs to hear that message for that day.
Right.
That can change your life. So always think of that too. Like, so follow, like, subscribe, share, what else is it? Comment. All that good shit that y'all do on social media, whatever. Do all that shit.
Like, comment, subscribe, link in the bio, all types of shit.
Link in the bio. And stop saying link in the bio. It's a fucking profile.
All right, you just got... Don't be coming. Listen, you just got to social media. I'm coming here trying to change stuff.
Well,
link in the bio.
Yeah, everybody say link in the bio, and I'm like, where the fuck is the bio? Maybe because I'm new, I didn't know that.
Well, when you go to edit your profile, it says bio.
Oh yeah.
Oh, why you trying to be smart?
I see now. Well, link in the bio.
Shout out to you for not knowing, but you was trying to be petty.
For sure. I took a petty pill.
You took a petty
That's why I was
pill.
coming after people not subscribing to my shit. Subscribe to my shit. Show some love. But this was fun. We're gonna end it out here. And we gonna, of course, leave y'all with some good tunes. And I hope everybody's having a good day. And
see you next week
on that next episode. For sure. Stay safe. Love y'all. And we out.
We out.
Can't bite my tongue, say what I please. Diamonds dancing up my sleeve. Dropped out school just ain't for me, but I still know my ABCs. Pills of X, got O's and P's. Catching plays, you catching Z's. Trapping out the double tree, just counted up like 40 G's. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. Still breaking bread with all my folks. Jewels every time I spoke. Zaza every time I smoke. Slept on floors when I was broke. Now I give all my people hope. Food for thought, go grab a fork. VIP look like the fourth. Beat first, I jumped off the porch. We slide on ops like it's a sport. Crack infested, right?